right now, no humans exist on this island, except for those in this parlor. Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry, and first thing, I can't speak, first thing you might notice is, on the bottom right there, whoa, I fixed the logo issue, woohoo! Let's go, happy days, there we go, technical issues have been fixed. So, I can tell you guys how I did it. I mean, when it came to the question arcs, when it came to episode 1, I did it beforehand, and I had just assumed that, okay, well I've done it now, so it'll work for all 8 episodes, right? I assumed I was never going to get logo issues again. But when as you guys saw last part, when we started episode 5, the game changed, right? I mean, the whole game changed. You had to back up, load new files to load the answer arcs files, right? The whole thing changed. So when it changed, it also changed the logo that was going to appear there from the one that he used in the question arcs, which is the one with Beato, to this new one, which appears to be some other person. It doesn't look like Beato anymore. The logo's not here anymore, but it's some person standing there. It's not Beato, that's for sure. That was weird. So that logo's gone now, and there you go. So now we're reading clean, no logo in the bottom right. I'm sure you guys who've read Umineko, using Umineko project, have had to deal with the logo, or if you've seen other people read Umineko, I'm sure you've seen them read with this logo on the bottom right. But look at me, I'm techie like that. I take it off now. I'm joking. It's just okay, so the way I do it is actually, it's not that hard. I got a tips from my friend that introduced me to Umineko. That the logo is kind of in the way. You know what I mean? It's kind of annoying. It's not that I don't appreciate the logo. I like the logo. You know what I mean? It's just when I want to read. I don't want to look at the logo. You know what I mean? So the way I do it, and this is why it kind of helps being an engineer, maybe. Unlike you fools, you fools probably don't know how to fix the logo issue. Now I'm joking. So basically in the files, right? This even says if you go to the website of Umineko project, if you go to frequently asked questions over there, there's a lot of different config settings you can mess with. My friend kind of helped me mess with those a little bit, but also if you go down to the very bottom, it says something along the lines of very technical questions or whatever, and one of them is about, if you find the logo annoying, you can take it off, but then you have to enter this one line of coding to make sure the files back up properly and it works. And I did that back when a year ago when I started the question arcs. But for this time I had to do it again, and I forgot how I did it, so I had to go back again and had to check the frequently asked questions again in the Umineko project thingy, and they were like, okay, so I had to go to my files again. I had to check the once.cfg files, because that's the file that has the coding, and then I had to go to my system files, go to the one where it has the logo. Well, it has this bar, this entire black bar right here of thing. This is all just like one of the images that is in the system file. So everyone who has Umineko project has the option of doing this. It's just they're not. They might be aware of it, maybe, or not. I don't know. They might not even have tried. So, but yeah, my friend just made me aware of it. So then I just went to the files. I changed the name of when it came to the question arcs. I changed the name of the file from the one with the logo to this one, to the one I'm currently using. And then now in the answer arcs, it changed again to a different one for the answer arc logo. So I changed the name of this thing again from the one that it used to be in the question arcs to now this one here in the answer arcs. Which means if I actually go back to read the question arcs now, I think the original logo is going to appear again. The one with Beato. I'm pretty sure that logo is the one that's going to appear again. Funnily enough. So yeah, I guess we're not reading the question arcs again. Now I'm joking, but I mean I have no reason to go back to them now at this point. So I thought, alright, might as well change it to this logo. So anyway, welcome back to more Umineko When They Cry. I fixed the issues, so that's the most important part. And what happened last time was that well, Beato became a doll, and Burn and Lambda just started their own game board. They started episode 5 on their own. we're already past the first twilight, and the battler's joining in now. He's joining late, past the first twilight, and now we're continuing on from there. Yeah, that's basically a good enough recap. Let's get to it. Okay. Yeah, it's no longer my birthday, so that was a couple hours ago. By the way, I have to correct myself. I said something wrong last part, which I recorded yesterday night. I said that I was born at 9 a.m. That's wrong. I was actually born at 9 p.m. I was born at 9:21 p.m. My mother actually made sure when I was born 2 decades ago, she made sure to check the exact to tell my dad to check the exact time for when I was born, and I was born at 21:21, which is exactly 9:21 p.m. That's amazing, by the way. I mean, I don't know why she did that, but okay. I guess I know the exact time I was born during that day. So it's 9:21 p.m. exactly. Apparently, allegedly. I mean, again, I obviously don't. I know I joked about it last time, but I obviously don't remember coming out the womb. I don't think any one of us does. But yeah. So I thought it was 9 a.m. I was wrong. Okay, so let's get on to Umineko. I've been babbling on for long enough. Right now, no humans exist on this island except for those in this parlor. Here we go. There's going to be some frame rate issues, so make sure to read the entire text in case the frame rate issues are that bad. Okay, oops. I should not have done that. Okay. Can we actually check the character file? I mean, oh, we already checked the character file. We don't need to do it again. Sure. And with one exception, it has been shown that none of them have committed murder. Okay. Immediately, something I noticed last part was that the answer arc so far, episode 5 so far, has been a lot more descriptive and straightforward than the question arcs have been. I mean, the visual novel is straight up telling me now. With one exception, it's been shown that none of them have committed murder. I mean, it's straight up telling me this. In the question arcs, it would be a lot more vague. It would, I would have to question a lot more of what's going on. This time it's like, nah, okay, yeah, that's how it is. That's how it goes. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, it's straight up telling me. With one exception, it's been shown that none of them have committed murder. Okay. And the culprit is among these people. It's specifically telling me that the culprit is among these people. It's not even... It's being blunt. It's being straightforward. The answer arcs are going in. Well, in that case, it's conclusive, isn't it? Alright, Rudolph, you found out who the culprit is? Yeah, you're right, Kiria. It's pretty conclusive, unless the culprit is a witch who committed murder with magic, that is. It was you? Okay, so Eva's Camille's Nazi. To be fair, Nazi is one of the people I'm suspecting the most, so Eva's going after Nazi. Although Eva is pretty much confirmed to be a culprit. I don't think she's the main culprit, but she is a culprit of episode 3, so that's for sure. You killed George, killed my husband. You. Why? I mean, as much as Eva is a culprit, she's definitely not the one that killed George and Hideyoshi in episode 3. So, there were definitely at least 2 killers in episode 3. Eva was definitely one of them, though. If there weren't even more killers than that. Nazi is saying she didn't kill anyone. We're getting new facial expressions from Nazi here, so... I didn't do! Battler also making new facial expressions. I mean, this one we've seen last time, but every character is making new facial expressions. I'm gonna stop mentioning that unless they make a really insane facial expression. I'm gonna stop mentioning that they're making new facial expressions because we're just gonna mention it every 3 seconds. So I think it's gonna be a bother to all of you. All right. In a panic and with a voice that really couldn't be called flowing, in a manner that was, to put it coldly, unsightly, Aunt Nazi denied the suspicion placed upon her. However, there was no longer any way around it. The girl stood up, brushed back her long hair, pointed at Aunt Nazi, and said it one more time. The girl? Who is the girl? Brush back her long hair? Who's this? The girl? What? What? What the frig? So I was wrong about the wait. Before I was me being wrong about the Sharon culprit theory. So I was right to suspect Nazi then. Who are you? That's not Burn Castle. No. No, she's got way too much life in her eyes. Who is this? The frig? She's wearing a dress. A witch? Is she a witch? She looks like she's gonna call herself in a second, she's gonna call herself a witch. Watch. Who are you? You're the culprit. So I was right to suspect Nazi. So the Shannon theory is gone. Alright, we're confirming it's Nazi then. Again, like I said, to be fair, I'm still good though, to be fair. It's still, my theory discussion video is still really, really solid. Because I did say it was between Jessica, Nazi, and Shannon. And Shannon and Nazi were way more likely than Jessica. So, whoever this girl is confirming that it's Nazi, let's go. Alright, so my culprit video may have been wrong. But still, I got Nazi right. W, that's a W. That's a W. That's a W from me. Let's go, y'all. Woo! I take that as a W. I take that as a W. Nazi's the culprit. Is she really though? Ishiro Natsu, his son, she says. Okay. Wow, Nazi's the culprit? Wait. So, I love how both my friend and one of you guys in the comment section all told me, yo, Amin, don't expect answers from the answer arcs. One of the first things we see right here is her telling me who the culprit is. I mean, she's straight up telling me who the culprit is. That's crazy. Nazi's the culprit, apparently. Who is she? Who's that girl? What? I'm confused. What? Oh, it's the opening! Yes! Oh, yeah, it's the opening! What's happening in the background? Oh, is that Battler? That might be Battler, actually, in the logo. I didn't notice. That might be Battler. Oh, I've never seen this opening before. Oh, heck yeah! I'm liking the song. There's the fam. I hope it's not lagging too much for y'all, but I bet it is lagging. Who's that? It was a new girl in the portrait. Ooh. Ah, that's the girl. That mouth. That's from that girl. Okay. Hey, the Golden Land. Burning Lambda. Oh, it's long hair Beto. Angie? That's the girl again! It's the blue hair girl again. Is that Burn? I don't think it's Burn, is it? I'm confused. Yo, this song bangs though! Oh, there's Batter and Beto. Oh, I saw them. Huh? Oh, there's an explosion. Why was there an explosion? What, was that the 10th Twilight? Oh, this is 7 stakes. There's Battler, there's Beto. Here we go. There's Rockinjima. Okay. Oh, I like that opening. I like that. That's the end. My friend told me the answer arcs are gonna have its own opening. And you know what? I like that. I like that opening. Alright. Fair play. Let's go. So, the new girl even showed herself in the opening. So, seems like she's gonna be an important character. The blue hair girl. A new trophy is available. Magic of miracles. Someone's knocking on the door. Are we going to the study again? Are we gonna have Nazi talking to Kenzo again? Are we going to have a repeat of episode 1, man? Come on, Kenzo's already dead. We just established this in red. Kenzo's dead. Nazi yelled as she knocked loudly and repeatedly. Shortly after, there was a heavy clunking sound, and the sound of the door to Kenzo's study unlocking could be heard. Nazi's the culprit. As the door opened, a heavily sweet, venomous odor flowed out. Nazi was always ashamed of how she automatically grimaced at that, even though she thought it rude to the family head. Who's dead? He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Nazi, stop coping. He's dead. You're the culprit. Okay. Damn. Alright. Then what the hell's happening with Canon? Is Nazi's cosplay as Canon then? Is that how my theory should go? Cross was waiting for her inside the study. Wait, what? Cross was on inside the study? Okay. Nazi flew into his arms. Aww. He's dead. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's examining him now. It's October. Isn't it October 5th? Isn't this the second day? This is crazy. With an uncertain gait, Nazi went towards the center of the study, supported by Cross. It is October 5th, isn't it? It doesn't tell me in the file. Okay. With an uncertain gait, Nazi went towards the center of the study, supported by Cross. There, a dignified bed fitting for the head of the Ushime family could be seen, along with Nanjo, Genji, and Kumasawa. Right. After sighing deeply, Nanjo left the side of the bed. On the bed, Kinzo could be seen lying down, sleeping. Sleeping! He's dead! Sobbing, Nazi put her head against the chest of the man who had fallen into a sleep from which he would never awaken. This could be a flashback. This could be a flashback of before the family actually visited, which would mean that Nazi and Cross knew all along that Kinzo died, which would mean that they were trying to keep it hidden from them. Again, this makes Nazi even more suspicious. I'm sorry, that blue-haired girl might have a point. If this is a flashback. That does put obvious suspicion on Nazi. She has motive. She could cosplay as Beato. I mean, there's a lot of things that are not playing in favor of Nazi. Like, I know you're crying, but I mean, I can't help but suspect you being the culprit. Now that the blue-haired girl is confirmed that, I mean, it's kinda... I mean, hasn't she sealed the deal? Genji's, okay. Nazi can stop her tears over the death of Kinzo, whom she had loved like a second father. There is a possibility, that the division novel is lying to me, and the blue-haired girl doesn't know what she's talking about, and the culprit isn't Nazi, but I mean... I don't know. Again, Nazi was one of she was the second person I was suspecting the most, so... I don't know. Maybe the visual novel realized that and is telling us now, so it's like, haha, I don't know. Maybe the visual novel realized that we would suspect Nazi the most, and that's why they told us now. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know what the visual novel is trying to think, how it's trying to make, how it's thinking that we would read the visual novel. So I don't know how the writer went about doing this. Kumasawa rubbed Nazi's back, consoling her. Cross slumped into his late father's favorite chair. By sitting there, he might have been immersing himself in memories of his departed father. Or perhaps he thought that by sitting there, he might be able to understand just a bit of the madness of Kinzo's later years, which had eluded him to the end of his father's life. Nandra turned his back and looked down over the outside world through a crack in the curtains. It was the same thing he'd often done when Kinzo sat in that chair contemplating a chess move.
せめて寝込んで1年後に死亡とか。もう少ししかるべき準備の猶予期間を設けてから死んでほしかった。
And so that's why you faked him being alive and we're like, oh yeah, he was sick in bed for a year, yeah.
それは逆だ。最後の瞬間までお元気だったことを喜ぶべきです。建前上はそうなるのね。
Nandra understood that as well. Wow! So all 4 episodes, these law were just lying to the family. That's crazy. Liars. Y'all were in on it. This was the death of Fushima Kinzo, a man who had risen like a comet and glittered like a supernova in the post-war world of business. His funeral would probably be of a fantastic scale, and it would also be the ceremony marking Cross's inheritance of the headship. I mean, of a fantastic scale, yeah. Yeah, where people get murdered and his body gets burned. He would have to arrange everything as the host of the event, carry out funeral diplomacy perfectly, and make it clear that the Yoshiyama family would still hold enormous influence in the political and financial spheres. As Nandro watched Cross, he was vividly reminded of the time when Kinzo had been suddenly selected as Ishinomiya family head, a time in which Kinzo had been lost and confused. Nandro could remember that well, and for that reason he was able to understand Cross's distress and sympathize with it. Natsu's sobs eventually subsided. Seeing this, and leaving Kumasawa to care for Natsu as a fellow woman, Genji returned to Cross. And he lowered his head slightly, as though asking what should be done. You know he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. Cross does not want to contact the relatives about his father's death. Cross, with his hand still over his eyes, didn't respond. Perhaps even though he had known this day would come, Cross really couldn't hide his shock at how suddenly it had reached him. Maybe she heard that, or maybe it was a coincidence. As though responding to Genji's words, Natsu came over. Her eyes were red from crying so much, but she apparently understood the heavy responsibility that had been imposed on the two of them even better than Cross did. Listen, culprit or not, she sounds like a loyal wife. You know what I mean? Culprit or not, like she sounds like she genuinely cares. You know what I mean? I mean, again, I don't know how keen I would be with a wife that would go on a killing spree, because she's so loyal and she doesn't feel like she gets rewarded for it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'll give her that. She seemed pretty loyal. I don't know. She's pretty close. She's being very close with Cross here. Trying to encourage her husband to overcome his shock, Natsu lent him some reassuring words. When Cross finally lowered his hands that had been covering his face, he looked up at the ceiling with a blank expression and let out a deep, deep sigh. Oh.
亡くなったとはいえ、お父様の大切なお体です。傷をつけるなど耐えられることではありません。
Yeah, how about burning it in the boiler room? That's a great idea. Now, see, assuming you're the culprit, that's a great idea.
気持ちはわかる。だがそういうところをきっちりすることも大切だ。それにこう言ってはなんだが、難しい親族の方々が多いんじゃないかね。
There was no way to know what those inheritance vultures might try to find fault with. They might squawk that there was something suspicious about the cause of death and use that as a point of contention to start some trouble. Right now, not only was it important to pay Kinzo's remains the respect they were due, but there was also a need to focus on solidifying the position of the new family head, Cross.
わかりました。必要最小限にお願いします。間違ってもお父様の威厳が損なわれるようなお姿にしないように。
それは大丈夫だ。安心しなさい。とにかく金蔵さんのことはわしらに任せて、夏日さんはクラウスさんのそばにいてあげなさい。これからが大変なんだから。
分かっています。あなたもどうかしっかり。
Cross was still staring lazily at the ceiling with a befuddled expression on his face. I bet Jessica's currently watching some anime on the TV in her room. Probably bored out of her mind. Or maybe Shannon's watching with her. They're chilling together. That sounds cozy. I'd join them. TV watching with friends. Natsu understood the shock and heavy responsibility. She felt that she understood her husband's feelings as well as anyone possibly could.
親族への連絡は私がします。今だけは休まれてください。
Cross is gonna stop her from doing that, I guess? Cross didn't respond. Okay. Natsu thought that he was being a little bit weak, but that just made it all the more important for her to support him right now. Wow, Cross, you're being a little bit weak. Seeing her husband like this actually stirred Natsu up, and a resolute expression rose to her face.
これから忙しくなります。今できることを始めましょう。夫はきっとお父様と二人きりで話したいこともあると思います。私たちは一度ここを退出しましょう。
そうでございますね。その時間はきっと今しか取れないでしょうから。
Being in charge of a funeral is tiring work. There's no time to shed tears. If Cross were ever to be given time to cry for his dead father, that time would have to be now. Everyone agreed with Kumasawa's words. Even then, Cross continued to lazily gaze up at the ceiling and didn't respond in any way. Natsu urged the servants to go.
私はジェシカにも話してきます。
You're gonna tell her Kinzo's dead?
今やあの子が次期当主です。それにふさわしい自覚を持つようによく言い聞かせなくては。
待て。
Okay, that's the part he's like, wait. Everything else is just lazily sitting at the ceiling. Then she starts talking about Jessica. Wait, mate, Jessica. As they each started to make their way out of the study, Cross finally spoke. I can't speak. Speak. They stopped walking.
はい。
待て。
はい。
This is where Cross and Nazi planned to act like Kinzo's alive, and they tell the servants to act like Kinzo's alive, right? Hadn't she already stopped walking, just like her husband had asked? But despite that, he had once again told her to wait. From those slightly weak words, Nazi understood that he had probably stopped her because he wanted her to be by his side.
お前たちは下へ。私は夫と言います。何かあったらここに電話するように。
かしこまりました。
I can't say it. Damn, I messed up. かしこまりました。
だから待てと言っている。
I said, wait, what do you want? What? Wait, chill. What are you on about? Kashkomari kashita. Kashkomari kashita. Is that what he said? I think. Alright, well, the font just went wild. Alright, Cross is going in. What's happening, bro? Why is it? What's going you so riled up now? When Cross suddenly raised his voice, everyone jumped and turned around. Unable to comprehend what she had done to spark her husband's wrath, Nazi ran up to him.
どうしましたあなた。私は何か失礼なことを口にしてしまいましたか。だったらお許しを。
いや、違う。そうじゃない。そうじゃない。少し待て。時間をくれ。
ええ、分かっています。
Give me some time.
心を整理するためにも必要です。
I don't think that's it. Nazi, I don't think Cross is struggling as much with Kinzo's death as you think he is. I think he's more thinking, how the heck am I gonna get his money? How the heck am I gonna get above my siblings here?
私たちはその時間をあなたにあげようと、ここから静かに出ていくだけですよ。
だからそれを待てというのだ。いいか、誰もその場から動くな。一歩たりともだ。疲れたなら椅子にでもソファーにでも好きに座ればいい。だから何も喋らずに静かに黙って何もせずにいろ。
Those unreasonable words felt like a glimpse of how Kinzo used to be. Nazi couldn't hide a slight surprise at those words, which made it seem as though Kinzo had possessed her husband. Nazi told the servants to wait for the time being. She ordered them to sit in a sofa a short distance off, approached her husband, and spoke to him in a small voice.
あなたがお命じになれば、夏日はいくらでも待ちます。とどまります。ですからどうか、お気を鎮められてください。
違う。そうではないのだ。そうではないのだ。
Was it really his father's blood, or was he actually being possessed? Cross's disorderly style of speech strongly resembled Kinzo's. As she watched this, Nazi felt with even greater certainty that Cross was indeed Kinzo's son, and that he was the true successor to the head, more suitable than any other person.
No.
That little pan. Alright. The answer arcs have been really, really expressive.
こっち。
Nazi over here. Nazi. Hug me. Cross stood up and headed towards the window, trying to lengthen the distance between himself and the servants waiting on the sofa by even a small amount. What? Why? Nazi realized that he must have something secret that he wanted to talk about. Let's hide his death.
はい、あなた。
Let's fake his death. He didn't actually die. That's what we tell the siblings. We can't tell them that he died.
何事ですか。
Also, don't tell Jessica, because she might tell the cousins.
親父に死なれてはまずいのだ。
This is how it starts. They faked it. Wow.
しかし、もうお亡くなりになりました。
Wow. All 4 episodes, they were just acting. I mean, the moment Kinzo's death was confirmed in red, I mean, it was kind of pointed towards them faking him actually being dead. But wow. So then they just where did they preserve his body in his study? And then I guess they preserved his body in the study, and if Nazi is the culprit, she just took the body from the study and burned it in the boiler room. If the blue hair girl is right and Nazi is the culprit.
そういうわけには参りません。
そうじゃない。今はまずいんだ。
どういうことですか。
親父の財産を担保にしている。相続問題になれば隠しをせない。
Why are they playing this soundtrack again? The Beato soundtrack when she came back. Isn't this Hello Maria soundtrack? It's the soundtrack that played when Beato came back in episode 4 when she got resurrected.
担保ですか。
Literally, you say?
いかほど。
Okay.
メロディーランドの時近藤君を応
Who?
援したことがあっただろう。
Melodyland? Who are these people? Kondo-kun with Melodyland?
あの方とは縁を切れと申し上げたじゃありませんか。
What?
私には断ったと言ったはず。どうして。
So wait. So you're telling me he's been using Cross's inheritance as collateral with this Kondo-kun and Melodyland? So you're telling me that's Cross's motivation for faking Kinzo's death? For just for hiding it? Really, bro? Damn, Cross, that's weak. Ah, okay.
男の義理というものがある。
That's crazy. Bro, Cross, you're a doofus. You're a ding dong idiot. Oh my god.
断れなかった。
Okay. Cross claimed to hold honor as a virtue. However, Natsu knew that he most often used this as an excuse after he couldn't bring himself to pass up a deal. Wow.
お金に余裕があるならいざ知れず。この島のリゾート計画でかなりの借金をされたのではありませんでしたか？
Oh yeah, let's turn this island into a resort. I wonder why he wanted to turn this island into a resort. I wonder why.
ああ、したさ。方々で恩人に世話になったのだ。それらを返済するためにも座しているわけにはいかない。返済するためには金がいる。
You need money to repay people. And how do you do that? You turn the island into a resort. Why would you do that? To find the hidden gold. Great plan, Cross. Let's go.
金を生むためには金がいる。
You need money to make money.
金がなければ始まらない。
Disagree. You can't get started without money, I think.
この島の計画だって企画会社がおかしなことにならなければ順調だったのだ。
I mean, it would be rough to start without money, though. That's true. That's true. But okay. And even the plan for this island. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not a business person, so you guys I'll talk about it in the comments, I guess. And even the plan for this island would be proceeding smoothly if only there hadn't been problems with the planning company.
都の役人とも連携は取れていた。東京都の新しい観光スポットになると知事の太鼓判ももらえていた。私の根回しは完璧だったのだ。たまたま巡り合わせとタイミングが悪かった。ちょっとした運のすれ違い。事故みたいなものだった。
So, Cross, you had all this connection with all these people to turn this island into a resort, right? Haven't these people probably gone interviewed a lot in Angie's world about what happened in the murders on the island, right? These government officials and the governor, right? Surely these people have gone interviewed about, alright, what do you know of Cross? What do you think what could have happened in the island, etc., etc.?
あれは事故なんかではありません。詐欺です。
Fraud?
あなたは騙されたのです。
Whoa! He got tricked, bro! Damn!
初めから彼らはこの島のリゾート計画など描けていなかったのです。
Bro, yeah, hey yo, it's fine, Cross. Batter got tricked as well, though. Batter got tricked by Beato. It happens to the best of us, or the worst of us, I guess. This is bad.
そんなことはないぞ。
Hey, Cross, it's fraud, bro.
土方君のビジョンは先見性に溢れていた。世界と未来に目を向けた広大な視野。私が夢だと信じていたものなど、猫の額ほどの広さしかないことを教えてくれた。夢が広がる。世界に未来に。夏日も一緒に聞いていただろう。
Are you okay, bro?
ええ、聞いていました。そしてお帰りになられた後に申し上げたはずです。
Yeah, what did you tell him?
あの方はうさんくさい。
Okay. Sus. He said he was sus.
語るのは未来ばかりで地に足がついていない。これ以上お付き合いしてはならないと。
土方君は立派な好青年だ。
Great.
彼の生き様からは学ぶことも多いぞ。 彼は若いが尊敬できる。彼のことを侮辱することは許さんぞ。
Alright, well, I mean, with a husband like this, I understand why Nazi became the culprit. No, I don't! What? No, I would never kill my entire... What am I saying, y'all? Sorry, but that's still crazy, though.
あなたは同じことを月旅行の時にもおっしゃいました。先見性がある、未来がある、夢があると連呼され、その挙句はいかがでしたか？
Moon tourism!
高等無形な話だったとあなた自らがお認めになったではありませんか。私はNASA の高官とか名乗るおかしな男が現れた頃からこれは絶対におかしいと確信しておりました。
俺は外国人が国際的な詐欺師だったに過ぎない。件については私も曽根崎氏も被害者も。
Sonezaki? Wait, what was Mion and Shion? What was their last name again? Wasn't it Sonezaki? Wasn't it Mion Sonozaki? Wasn't it something like that? Wasn't it something like that? I don't exactly remember the names. Is this another Higurashi reference?
彼の先見性は今をもって間違っていない。将来必ず世界の大富豪が宇宙旅行をたしなむ時代が訪れる。そしてその最初の事業は民間 E 社によって独占されると。着眼点は間違っていない。それを利用して世界中の投資家を騙している国際的な詐欺集団がいて。
Bro, Cross, you're out of your goddamn mind, mate.
曽根崎という男もその一味だったと申し上げているのです。あなたはどこまでお人よしなのですか。うさんくさい話を疑いもせずに乗ってしまうのですか。
Bro! Cross, are you good?
訂正しろ。曽根崎氏は優秀な未来ある男だ。
Oh, man.
うさんくさくなどない。彼の語る夢は未来を先取りしているからこそ、それが見えるものには妄想にしか見えんだけだ。女のお前には未来など見えん。
Ah, okay. Right. Okay. You say Nazi can't see the vision.
女の私には未来など見えません。でも現在なら見えます。
Oh!
私の目の前。
Oh!
詐欺師たちに丸め込まれ、
Oh!
騙されてなお妄信している。
Oh!
見ることができます。
Bars! Hey, yo, Nazi, though. Bars! Bro! Yes, a woman like me can't see to the future, but I can see the present! You're an idiot! You're gullible! It's true, I don't. I mean, maybe Nazi does, but I don't. It's true. I don't. There's so much I don't know about money or business or economics. I'm gonna let the professionals deal with that. I don't know. I'll be fair. But it sounds like you've been getting thoroughly tricked here, Cross. Ah, okay. Right. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I mean, you said that. Okay, you know what? This reminds me of the Eva backstory. You know the Eva backstory? Cross said a similar thing to Eva about how Eva, yeah, you're just gonna grow up to be a housewife. Yeah. And Kinzo was saying that too, and Eva remembered that for her entire childhood. That's how she was treated. But she always wanted to become the head. She always wanted to make it to the top of the world, right? But yeah, Cross is still firm on that belief. All a wife needs to do is the housework. You just keep quiet. Listen to me. I am the husband of the house. Let's go. Without another word, Nazi fell silent, just as Cross wanted. She was already far beyond anger and sadness, and the emotion that lay on the other side of those was an almost indifferent pity. Cross had always been frightened of Kinzo since the days of his youth, and had come to subconsciously admire the way his father lived. Without realizing it, he had come to believe that he could only be recognized as a man in his own right if he surpassed his father. However, Kinzo had been a mad genius, the likes of which had never before been seen in the Ishima family's long history. His talent was a gift from heaven, and it definitely wasn't genetic, much less something that could be learned. Kinzo's magnificent! Natsu instructed the servants not to tell anyone about Kinzo's death, and dismissed everyone for the time being to give the two of them a chance to talk alone. So, Jessica was kept in the dark of this. So, Genji knows, Nanjo knows, Kumasawa knows. Shannon and Kanon. I'm still on them. And maybe Gora doesn't know either, to be fair. Maybe Gora was never told either. I think Shannon and Kanon, if... I mean, I guess they're not... I guess Natsu's the culprit, though. But then what's going on with Kanon's corpse? If Natsu's the culprit, what's she doing with Kanon's corpse? Right? And what about... Does Natsu have... Natsu could have a one-winged eagle on her thigh? Right? If Natsu has the one-winged eagle on her thigh, then on her right thigh, then it could explain Beato stuff. Because I fear that it could be Shannon, but it's definitely not Shannon because Shannon has it... I mean, I'm not going to say definitely not, but Shannon has it on her left thigh and Beato had it on her right thigh, the one-winged eagle crest. So, I don't know. I don't know. We're not going to theorize now, though. We're done theorizing. Jessica! Or is this Natsu's room? Yeah, this is Natsu's room. Yeah, you're right. This is not Jessica's. This is definitely Natsu's room because this is where I remember George and the rest dying in episode 2. George, Gora, and Shannon. But yeah, okay. Then she invited Cross to her bedroom and made him tell her everything about their current financial situation. Okay. They were things that Natsu hadn't been told about under the assumption that a woman had no business knowing. Okay. Natsu had herself made a point of avoiding this area in the past, thinking that it wasn't a wise place to intrude on such matters. However, this might also have meant that she had been remiss in her duty as a wife to protect her family. The depths of this sin had been made quite clear to Natsu. I mean, to be fair, if Cross is so confident in his business ideas, then Cross should be doing a better job protecting his family in his own way. You know what I mean? But okay, I see. Cross was probably tired of trying to defend himself. Perhaps because he had gotten a headache, he hit his face and sank into silence. Natsu noticed that the water in the electric kettle was boiling and stood up to refill her cup with black tea. And when she touched the cup of black tea, she noticed for the first time. The sound of the cup and saucer clinking together told her that her fingers were shaking. Cross had built up a large debt to obtain funds for his various projects, and to cover the losses when they failed. Of course, he had put the mansion and property up as collateral, right? However, doing such a thing above board would have resulted in the mortgage being registered. In other words, there would have been a record that Cross had put Kinzo's wealth up as collateral to obtain a loan without anyone's permission. Oh, right. So yeah, that's why Kinzo really needs to be alive. Because if Kinzo's dead, then he doesn't get Kinzo's permission anymore. Cross couldn't afford for Kinzo, Eva, and the others to learn of such a thing. Oh, even when Kinzo's alive, right. Therefore, he had been putting those assets up as collateral using the worst possible method. I sign over the deeds and power of attorney. Yeah, what does that mean? How is that the worst possible method? What does that mean? Power of attorney? What Cross was saying probably meant that he had, in essence, signed away the rights to their assets. Assets. Guys! Guys. Moving on. That never happened. Do not. Someone made the suggestion, but come on. Someone made the suggestion that we really should just make an out of context Umineko clips of just random things I say, and that's definitely worthy of going in there. I genuinely meant to say assets. I genuinely meant to say that. It's unfortunate that another word is included in the word assets, but that's just how it is, okay? Alright. I apologize. I did not mean to say that word. Or words. Sign away the rights there. Oh, it's funnier the more I think about it. Gosh darn it. If those assets had been used as collateral for a loan, then Cross would have had some options under the law. Right. He would have had to deal with a bank, which would have absolutely no compassion, but they would have been able to work something out within the rules set by society. However, signing away the deed and power of attorney was a whole different story. In short, even the mansion they were living in was at risk. If the person holding the deed were to decide to ignore his agreement... If the person holding the deed were to decide to ignore his agreement with Cross and sell the mansion to a third party right at this moment, they would have no recourse whatsoever. That's problematic. Far from using their house as collateral for a loan, this was basically the same as selling it to borrow money. Cross, that was not big brain. That was not stonks from you. That was bad. You'd have to move out. Yep. That's kind of crazy.
理屈上はそうだ。だが、取引の相手はいずれも社会的信用のある人物ばかりだ。サラ金じゃないぞ。経済人同士の信用取引だ。
Yeah, you tell yourself that.
私も相手を信用している。相手だって、私に金を貸すことで私が大きな事業を成功させ、投資した額が大きくなって帰ってくることを信用している。委任状を預けたのは、私の誠意と事業の絶対の成功を疑わないからだ。ここで渋ったらどうなる？自分の事業に自分で自信が持てないことになるだろう。
If your ventures had been successful, we wouldn't be in debt now, would we? Yo, if you had been successful, we wouldn't be losing and stinking it up, would we? Not the only bird stopping herself from saying it. Aww.
お父様は亡くなりました。するとどうなりますか？あなたの借金が白日のもととなり、他の兄弟たちに咎められることになるわけですか？
That will be exploded a lot of day, and your siblings will hold you responsible.
それだけでは済まない。多分、刑事訴訟にも及ぶだろう。
Yes, that is most likely yes.
刑事訴訟？どうしてですか？
I mean, isn't it legal? it wouldn't be. Isn't he illegal because he's using the house as collateral, but the house isn't his. It's Kinzo's, but Kinzo's dead. Isn't that illegal? Don't there have to be some paper sign whatever to make sure the cross is the next head or whatever, like to make sure that he's the one that actually hurt? You know what I mean? Isn't there's probably something illegal going on there? Listen, I'm not a business person. What Cross is doing definitely sounds fishy.
とにかく絶対にこのことを誰にも知られてはならんのだ。
I mean, the servants already know. Cross looked at the floor shamefully, shaking his head over and over. I mean, I'm increasingly starting to understand a little bit why Natsu's the culprit. If she's the culprit and the blue-haired girl is right, I'm starting to see it now. I mean, I already see it, but I mean, it's just making more and more sense. But maybe it's too obvious. Maybe the visual novel is trying to trick me and trying to make it so obvious that it's her that it's not actually her. Or maybe again, it's a double fluff where it is her, but it's so obvious that you're gonna think it's not her, but it is actually her. Maybe. If it would come to criminal charges, then he must have broken some laws, yeah. He'd probably been so intent on raising a large sum of money that he hadn't paid any heed to appearances. Cross had seriously believed that his many projects would definitely succeed and return huge profits. So he had figured that even if he broke a few laws, he would be able to pay everything back before too long and pretend that the whole thing had never happened. This might have lessened his resistance towards breaking a couple laws. And now Kinzo's death, the worst possible thing, had occurred, and soon he wouldn't be able to keep it all hidden.
私たちはどうなるのですか?
心配することはない。
I think there's a lot of need to worry.
君は信じてくれんのか。景気は今確実に上向いているんだ。私が都心で投資した不動産価値はみるみる上昇している。
The city real estate investing is rising rapidly. Sure, mate. You may not believe, you say. You're being like Maria now. You have to believe in magic. Believe that our conditions will improve.
今それらを統合して巨大ビジネスタワーを建設する計画が進んでいる。
Yeah, great job, mate. Make the Trump Tower. Just call it the Cross Tower, though.
これは私のこれまでの投資の中で最も確実で最も大きな成功をしているものだ。ただそれは身をつけるのにまだ時間をかける。絶対に確実だが今すぐというわけではないのだ。
その事業の成功は借金を返済するに足りるものですか?
もちろんだと思う。これまでの借金をすべて帳消しにできる。だから信じてくれ。もう少しだけ時間が欲しいんだ。
しかしお父様はもうお亡くなりになってしまいました。もうその時間はないのですよ。
分かっている。分かっているとも。だからどこかから金を調達する借金を返さなくてはならない。
Alright, Cross.
とにかく金が必要なんだ。金が大量に今すぐ。
Cross roared and clutched his head, writhing about as if in pain. As Naoto watched, several conflicting emotions swirled about in her chest. She felt pity for her husband, but at the same time, she felt like he was a fool. She felt he was a fool. Nazi, I feel no pity for your husband, but damn do I feel the feeling that he was a fool. You know what, Cross? Do your thing, man. And she also felt a mixture of anger and regret towards her own irresponsibility in letting her husband run wild for so long. It should have been clear to him well before today that they were in a very critical situation. And yet he irresponsibly waited for this moment to come and was now writhing about. Her husband was so foolish and pitiful. Hey, to be fair, and yet you married him, so... I mean, I see the merit in marrying him. Eldest child of the Ishima family, where Kenzo's extremely, genius was the one that brought forth so much success for the Ishirome family. I mean, I see all the appeal in marrying the eldest child. It's just, it's sorry, Nazi. Hey, that doesn't justify you being the culprit, though. Why would you kill everyone? It was easy to feel frustrated with him. However, she was his wife. For a wife to ridicule her husband as a fool would run in conflict with her responsibilities. If he was a fool, then she would have to support him to compensate. However, she didn't have a clue what she was meant to do about this. If there was a massive amount of money like that within easy reach, there was no way that Cross wouldn't have already laid his hands on it. It would also be easy to tell him to be a man and give up on everything, but that would also run in conflict with her responsibilities. Ishiromiya Natsu. You know what you also can do? You know, your plan to return to Cemetery Resort, find the friggin' gold. Find the 10 tons of gold. Boom. That's a lot of money. You're out of debt, Cross. You're good. Also, don't do any more dumb business ventures ever again, and you're good with that gold. You can even give some to your siblings that want gold really badly. They also want gold. They're also struggling with their companies. All their companies are struggling. The woman who had become Cross's wife and swore to support him, the new head of the Ishirome family for as long as she lived. She said to somehow help her husband in his efforts to raise money. She had to somehow help her husband. She understood it logically, but she couldn't suppress the indescribable feeling of dejection that seemed to rise up from the dark depths of her heart. I mean, I just mentioned that. I just mentioned how you could try to find his gold. Are you being for real? Are you actually gonna make a proper attempt?
10トンの黄金なら200億の価値がある。あれさえあれば。そうそう。あれさえ見つかれば万事は解決する。
Sure, yeah, I believe in you, mate.
夏日、あれだ。魔女の碑文だ。あれを解こう。一緒に解こう。
Solve it. Go on.
黄金さえ見つかれば万事解決なんだ。そうさ。この島のどこかに隠されてるはずなんだ。あれさえあれば、あれさえあれば。
一体あなたやめてください。
Cross, acting as excited as if he'd thought up a perfect, brilliant plan, grasped Natsu's upper arm tightly. Hey, yo, Cross, chill! Natsu couldn't help but be dumbfounded. It wasn't just because she'd heard something as fake sounding as the hidden gold brought up. Cross usually disparaged the story of the hidden gold, saying that it didn't exist and that it was all a fiction his father had created to borrow a lot of money. Natsu was doubly taken aback because of this. Yes, Jessica will help you solve the friggin' epitaph. Let's go. Nah, yeah, you're gonna have Jessica hold a little bit of responsibility. Well, I say responsibility. You're gonna have your daughter help you out with the mess that she made. Great.
あんなの親父が作った気まぐれな謎なんだ。解けるはずさ。解けないはずがないんだ。それしかないんだ。ああ、夏日、本当によかった。まだ手は残っていたんだよ。こんなに身近に。この島に黄金はある。それさえあれば万事解決なんだ。
Oh, you're gonna attempt it right now. You're gonna try to solve it right now. Did Natsu just hit him or something? I love how, yeah, his father's just died. They're all trying to think about the funeral and trying to, think about what to do with Kenzo. Yeah, Cross is out here like, yes, the gold. I really need money right now. Everything can be fixed with money. I want money. Alright, let's have Jessica help us out. Let's not tell her that my father died. Nah, let's have my daughter help me solve this riddle. Cause I really need money. Cause I'm in debt, major debt. Natsu knocked Cross aside, unable to withstand the pain in her arm he was twisting in his excitement. Cross tripped over the edge of the bed and flopped pathetically onto the floor. Bro, that's crazy, bro.
いい加減にしてください。そしてどうか冷静になられてください。後宮家の一大事にそんな夢みたいなことを言い出したらどうするというのですか。
夏
あなたもよく頭を冷やされて現実的な金策をお考えになってください。私も頭を冷やしてきます。
待ってくれ、夏
The problem with not being the culprit here is it conflicts with my theory that whoever is Beatrice is the one that is the holder of the gold. And so if Naughty is the culprit, then she also should be Beatrice, which would mean that she knows where the gold is and she has possession of the gold, which would mean that she would know it wouldn't be a fake story and she could give it to Cross to help him with his debt problems, right? That's the only problem. It goes against my theory because so far every Beato we've known, actually known, was Beato during the time that they had possession of the gold. Angie, Eva, etc., etc. So maybe falling over had knocked the sense back into him. Cross tried to tell Natsu to stop, but she just kept walking. That's crazy. Closing the door forcefully, Natsu dashed away. Natsu ran through the corridor. Genji! She didn't want anyone to see her like this, but she ran headlong into Genji.
大変失礼いたしました。奥様、お怪我はございませんか。
私は大丈夫です。放っておきなさい。
かしこまりました。
源氏、お父様の書斎はどうなっていますか。
そのままにしております。南條先生は客間におられますが。
そうですか。書斎の鍵は持っていますか。
はい、ございます。
Right here. Alright, she wants the key to the study. Interesting.
お貸しなさい。
Alright, what you plan to do with that, huh?
しばらく私とお父様の二人きりにするように。
Or maybe you just want to take his corpse for yourself. You want his corpse, huh?
もし主人に私のことを聞かれても知らないというのですよ。
Okay. What are you gonna do with Kinzo's corpse? Okay, that's hella sus. Okay. But like I said, Natsu being the culprit does conflict with my theory.
かしこまりました。
Kashikomarikashita. After grabbing the key to the study that Genji was holding out to her, Natsu rushed up the stairs. She then flew into the study, and finally she cried out loud.
O 父様、愚かな私たちもどうかお許しください。私と主人はお父様の築き上げてきたものを受け継ぐことができません。罪深く愚かな私たちをどうかお許しください。そしてもしお許しいただけるならばどうか愚かな私たちをお導きください。
Clinging to Kinzo as he slept in the bed, Natsu cried even harder. He's not sleeping, he's dead. She kept imagining Kinzo sitting up suddenly and patting her head. So it is her imagining it. It is just an illusion. So what happened in episode 1, where Kinzo's like, you deserve the Ushima crest because it's in your heart, it was just her deluding herself to believe that's what happened. No, father isn't the type of person to pamper. More likely he'd yell at me to stop being so noisy. I mean, yeah, that's not what you imagine in episode 1, though. However, neither of these imaginations would come true. Because it was an undeniable fact that Kinzo had entered an eternal sleep. But even so, Natsu begged the sleeping Kinzo to forgive and help them. It had only been a few hours since his passing. Perhaps his soul was still there, here, listening to her. Believing this, Natsu begged for Kinzo's forgiveness and help even more earnestly.
やかましいぞ。私は沈黙を尊ぶといつも言っている。
So delusions here again? Natsu is deluding herself to believe Kinzo exists now? Just like in episode 1? That voice made Natsu jump up in surprise. When she faced in the direction that the voice had come from, she saw Kinzo sitting at the study desk, folding up his reading glasses. Wow, she's really deluding herself to believe all this is happening. That's crazy. Okay.
またクラウスと喧嘩をしたのか。嫁をいたわらぬとはクラウスに私の悪いところばかりを受け継ぎよう。
Wait. So that does mean you did have that trait. That does mean that you were neglecting your wife as well. I mean, the way it sounds like, I guess it's true because you neglected your wife to be with Beato, your mistress. So, I mean,
なんというみそぼらしい顔か。顔を洗え。仮にも後ろ宮家次期当主の妻ではないか。そんな情けない面を使用人に見せてはならぬぞ。
はい、お父様。失礼しました。
Natsu understood. This was just an illusion, one that Natsu had created from her desire to speak with Kinzo and her memories of the man as he once was. So even she knew that this was an illusion. Just like in episode 1, she must have known that was an illusion as well. Wow. No, that's not it. Oh, it's not it! She believed that just for now, Kinzo's soul had shown itself to her. She was sure that doubting this would cause it to vanish in an instant.
当主の座が継承されたと同時に早速厄介事が起きたようだな。
はい、お父様。夫を支えることができませんでした。本当に申し訳ありません。
つくづく後ろ宮家は呪われている。私が当主を継承した時もそれはひどいものだった。お前たちの苦難などまだまだ可愛いものだ。
Kinzo's succession to the family headship came suddenly. At the time, he was nothing more than a young man from one of the branch families, far separated from the Ishiyama main family. The main family might have had honor and tradition, but that was of no relevance at all to Kinzo, and he couldn't have cared less. Then, the principal members of the main family were wiped out in the Great Kanto earthquake, along with their businesses? Has this been told to us before? I guess this must have been told to us before, but I forgot about it. The principal members of the main family were wiped out in the great... Yeah, totally. So my theory on the gold was that because Kinzo's called the goldsmith and Beato's called the alchemist, my theory was that both Kinzo and Beato were helping make the gold, and that's why it has the one-winged eagle mark on it, because they were helping make the gold for the Ishirome family, the main family. Then Kinzo fell in love with Beato and was like, listen, I'll kill the Ishirome main family and I'll build a hidden mansion for you with this gold. And Beato was like, what? Nah, you don't have to do it with me. And Kinzo went ahead with it, killed them all. So this great counter earthquake is fake. Kinzo killed all the main family members. built this hidden mansion where Beato could be. And Beato, because I mean, obviously Beato at first denied Kinzo's courtship, right? She didn't want to marry Kinzo, and Kinzo had already had a wife by this point, so she was like, no, no, no. But then she witnessed Kinzo murder all these people, the main family, so she became traumatized, and that's why when she awoke in Kuadorian in the hidden mansion, she was like, "Who am I, Kinzo? Tell me, who am I?" And Kinzo's like, "You don't have to worry about a thing. Just marry me, or whatever." Well, he didn't say to marry him at that point in time, but you get what I mean, right? Yeah. Okay. Along with their businesses, okay. On top of that, there was a complicated antagonism between the members of the family at the time, and the elders were all trying to impose their will on the others in that sinking ship. Because of this, they weren't even able to elect a leader to rebuild the Ushirome family. They found common ground by selecting Kinzo, a youth with absolutely no ties to any of the opposing elders, to be the head. So the elders hadn't really entrusted Kinzo with the rebuilding of the Ushirome family. Kinzo had been nothing more than their puppet, with his arms and legs being pulled in opposite directions.
お父様の苦難の日々はよく存じております。
そして戦争が始まった。
So the war started after Kinzo became the head, and then he built the mansion after the war ended, probably in the early 1950s at some point, along with Kuadorian. And now it's the 1980s. The family conference is going to happen in 1986. So.
当時の私はもう生きていくことに疲れ果てていた。戦場で死ねればと願ったが、前線には送られなかった。しかし、日に日に戦況が悪化し、本土決戦の時が近づいてきていた。私は不謹慎にもその日が早くやってくることを願っていた。
I mean, it came quickly in the form of 2 atomic bombs. It was said that as Kinzo listened to death's approaching footsteps day in and day out, he started cutting his ties with this world one by one. And then, on that day when he had freed himself from all his attachments to life and reached a state of enlightenment, freed himself from all of his attachments to life? He had a mystical experience. And he met her, the Golden Witch Beatrice.
私は魔女と契約を交わし、黄金と狂気の力を与えられた。
Power of madness?
その日を境に、古き私は死に、狂気の魔力を得た新しき私が誕生したのだ。
The insane power of magic!
存じております。そして戦後、お父様は天才的辣腕にて後宮家を復興させるのです。
The now deceased elders who knew Kinzo at the time had whispered to each other that Kinzo must have taken a knock to the head on the battlefield and returned with a different personality. That was how much Kinzo stood out after the war. Whether the story about Kinzo meeting a witch was true or not, there could be no doubt that the extraordinary experience of war had prepared him for death and let him reach a state of enlightenment. Natsuki must surely have felt that if Kinzo had decided to describe that resulting mystical experience as a meeting with a witch, that wasn't something she could flatly dispute.
そうですね。お父様は戦争からお帰りになり、魔女ベアトリーチェを従え、真の意味での後宮家当主となられたのです。
You returned from the war, conquered the witch Beatrice, I see.
そうだ。ベアトリーチェに出会う以前の私は、当主と呼ばれるだけの人形に過ぎ。私は黄金の魔女を従えて初めて当主たり得たのだ。
お父様、その黄金の魔女は新しき当主である夫クラウスには力を貸してくださらないのでしょうか。
貸すであろうな。真に当主を継承したならば。
真に継承するとはどういう意味ですか。
真の意味で後宮家の当主としての責任と誇りを持てるかどうかということだ。夏日、お前ならば分かっているはず。当主とは血で継承されるものではない。魂と信念によって継承されるのだ。クラウスが我が長男であっても、それがなくては真の当主とは呼べない。
And that this is how Nazi duped herself into believing that she deserved to wear the one-winged eagle in her heart.
そしてそれが心に宿されていたなら、その人間はたとえクラウスでなくとも立派な新しき当主である。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェはその真の当主に力を貸すである。そうであるな、ベアトリーチェ。
She's appearing? Beato? Or is she not, because she's currently a doll? When Kinzo called the witch's name, gold butterflies seethed out of every corner of the room. Dun, 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 dun. This fantastical scene had an otherworldly beauty to it. It was like standing in the midst of a blizzard of golden flower petals being blown about a rose garden of gold. As Nazi stared at this scene in shock, the gold butterflies gathered and formed a human shape. Beato! It's been a while since you've seen her. Is this her human form? No, witch form. Then, the witch of the portrait appeared. I mean, I guess it makes sense if that this is her witch form.
いかにわらわこそが後宮家顧問錬金術師黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェである。
Renkin Jutsuzi, the alchemist of the Shuma family.
わらわは奔放にして自由。誰の命令も聞かぬ。
それを世界でたった一人、私だけが支配した。だからこそ後宮家の当主たり得るの。
その傲慢さこそが後宮家当主の資格だという。
傲慢とはすなわち自信であり勇気である。そしてそれに見合う力を得ようとする悪なき向上心の表れである。だからこそ私はお前を支配した。
傲慢を語る男がそれを実現していく様を見るのは心地よいものだ。不言実行は強運なる者の言い訳に過ぎぬ。真の王者は持たぬ者さえも語る。そしてその傲慢を確かに実現してみせるのだ。わらわを支配できる者にはその王者の傲慢が必要だ。
Okay, gotta have the self-confidence. You gotta back yourself.
わかるか、夏日。真の王者はあらゆる苦難を恐れ、必ず乗り越えられると公言する。その算段がなくとは。だから弱者は希望を持つ。集い、あがめ、協力を誓う。そこに力が生まれ、有言は実行されるのだ。
Okay. They declare that they will overcome anything without fail. They haven't yet figured out how. This gives hope to the weak people They gather, revere the monarch, and swear to assist him. That is where power is gained and his word is carried out.
それを心に刻め。
Engrave that into your heart. The Ishiromiya one-winged eagle crest.
はい、お父様。
Natsu understood. Through this mystical experience, Kenzo's teaching her the attitude required to overcome hardship, even after his own death. Overcome hardship. Feeling a warm sensation rise up in her chest, she let the valuable words Kenzo had given her echo through her mind over and over. So this is the same warm sensation she felt when she was speaking with Eva in episode 1, right? When she came out the study and she was feeling all happy, and Eva was irritated at the fact that Natsu was being all happy. A true monarch, in other words, the true head of the Ishirome family, was not to fear hardship. They had to believe that they could overcome any hardship. If they could not believe themselves capable, then there was no reason why they would be. Natsu suddenly felt very ashamed of the way she had come into this room, sobbing and asking Kenzo what to do.
私は愚かでした。後宮家の一大事に泣き言を言う暇などあるわけもありません。そしてお父様から後宮家を引き継いだ以上、私たちは何があってもその名誉を守り抜きます。ほう、どうやってクラウスの借金を返済するか、その青写真も描けぬのにか。
As Beatrice laughed unpleasantly. No, that wasn't it. She was testing Natsu to see whether she possessed the mental readiness to be a true monarch. Natsu didn't hesitate anymore. She answered clearly, gazing into Beatrice's eyes.
はい、今はどうすればいいのか、その方法をまだ見つけることはできません。しかし、私の夫は新しき後宮家の当主であり、私はそれを支える妻です。ですから、夫に代わり、私が宣言します。
So then why do you go on a killing spree?
後宮クラウスと夏日は必ずやこの苦難を乗り越え、後宮家の名誉を守ってみせます。お父様にご心配をおかけすることはありません。
クラウスの借金の規模と惨憺たる状況については知っておるな。
はい、この屋敷さえも明日には立ち退けと命じられても拒めぬという最悪の状況です。遺産分配となれば親族たちに刑事告発さえされるかもしれません。しかし心配には及びません。そうなる前に借金をすべて返済し、名誉を取り戻します。
As she stood at attention with a resolute attitude, Natsu proclaimed this clearly, with Yushima Kenzo and Beatrice as witness. For a while, they remained silent as though weighing Natsu's resolve. Then Kenzo chuckled and turned away.
よし。なぜにこやつが我が息子ではなかったのか。
Yeah, you're fake Kenzo though, you're not actually saying this.
その資質を持つ女を息子がめとったことさえ、これもまたそなたの教訓。
So, Natsu deluding herself to believe that they're actually saying this. That's crazy.
ベアトリーチ、私の最後の命令だ。
My final order.
当主でないそなたの命令をもはや聞く義理はないぞ。
おう、ならば新しき後宮家当主の命令にした。
Oh, that was still going to be his final order to obey the new family head. Got it.
そなたはすでに当主でなく、クラウスは未だ当主ではない。わらわは誰に仕えよというのか。
お前にそれを委ねる。後宮家の当主を受け継ぐ資格があるかどうか、そして片翼のわしの紋章を背負うにふさわしいかどうか、お前が確かめるのだ。
断るぞ。当主でなき男の命令など聞けぬわ。
いや違うぞ。これは遺言である。当主が残したお前への最後の命令である。
He's already dead, to be fair. You can do that much for him.
ならば従わぬわけにはいかぬか。わらわもつくづく付き合いがよい。
違うな。
ほう。
興味を持ったからであろう。
つくづくそなたには隠し事ができんな。
夏
はい、お父様。
乗り越えてみるこの苦難を。
はい。
To Nazi, that might have been nothing more than a simple response. But to Kinzo and Beatrice, it seemed to carry much greater significance. Beatrice nodded deeply, and with a motion as elegant as her dress, she bowed deeply before Nazi.
後宮家顧問錬金術師黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ、ここに
Kokon.
後宮家の苦難を再び乗り越えるため、そなたの力となろうぞ。
Okay.
ありがとう。あなたの力が必要です。私たちは必ずこの苦難を乗り越えます。
そのために助力は惜しまぬが、先に断らねばならぬ。
That is all copium?
かつて金蔵の窮地を救ったように、そなたに再び莫大な黄金を与えれば、この度の苦難は解決することは分かっている。しかしそれはできぬ。
そうですか。
すまんな、夏。
Only I get the gold.
ベアトリーチェの黄金は私一代限りという。
Wait, what? It cannot be inherited. Oh, oh.
そしてそれを受け継ぐためには魔女の碑文を解かねばならぬのが。
Oh. Okay, so it does pass on though if someone solves the epitaph. So Eva did it, it was passed on to Eva. Angie didn't do it, but still the title for Beato did pass on to Angie. Besides, Eva just willingly gave it to her, so frick that contract.
黄金は碑文にて封じられている。だからそれを解けぬ限り、そなたに黄金の魔法は与えられぬ。
わかりました。ならば他の方法でこの窮地を脱する方法を模索しましょう。
Nah, or you can just solve the epitaph.
主人は時間をかけるとは言っていますが、必ず借金は返済できると言っています。そのための時間を得ることができれば、この苦難は乗り越えられます。
Are you really gonna believe your husband now?
よいぞ、夏。続け。
しかし金蔵はもう死んでいるぞ。医者と使用人は葬儀の準備。そなたは親族たちにその連絡だ。そなたは自らその金策の猶予時間を終わらせる宣言をすることになる。
So this is the solution they came up with. Let's hide the fact that he died.
自ら刃を下ろす断頭台も愉快なものよ。
Tante wa mo shinderu. You're gonna kill yourself here, Nazi. What you gonna do? What's the plan? Nazis gasped and looked up at the ceiling. There wasn't actually anything there. But even so, Nazi had found something.
降りたか、魔力が。
What?
夏日、決まったか。わらわに望む奇跡の魔法。
Mm-hmm. Hmm. We're cutting off. All of those who had witnessed Kindle's corpse were once again gathered in the study. I think this is a good place to end it. I think it's a good place to end it. We're gonna continue on next time with some more Umineko. Of course, episode 5. This has been a very interesting start to an episode because we're focusing on the Islanders here, and this is also the first part of the answer arcs. So, first episode. So we're focusing on the Islanders, and I feel like, you know, to understand what's really going on, I think it does help to see things from the Islanders' perspective, because before now, in all the episodes before now, we've seen the perspective of things from the outside, from the people who are from people outside the island coming into the island. The only perspective we saw from within the island was when Shannon broke the shrine, which that's another thing that will have to be explained. If Nazi is the culprit, why would Shannon break that shrine in the or maybe Nazi told Shannon to go break that shrine if Nazi is the culprit, and maybe Shannon was going on with it. Shannon is an accomplice to Nazi. I don't know. But yeah, enough theory crafting for now. For real though, I'm done theory crafting. I've done enough theory crafting for the question arcs. I know that for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys for some more Umineko next time. And yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this at least as much as I enjoyed reading it. I'll see you guys next time. Yes, sir. Alright, y'all. Peace.